Alright people, I've got a build that I did not long ago, £500 budget. This is what I built. It plays all the games at 1080p really well, does a bit of video editing and stuff like that. The mate I built it for, he does photo editing, a bit of video editing and a bit of music production, so the chip we went for, it just worked out really well for what he was going to use it for, and also the budget. You could go down the Intel route, and if you're going to be building a computer just specifically for gaming, then you maybe going down the Intel route would make sense. You'd get a few more frames out of the GPU. So for what we were going to use it for, it works out really well. The FX CPUs, the 6-core chips and the 8-core chips are really good for multitasking. So if that's what you're going to be doing, I'd recommend going for an FX 6-core and 8-core all day long. So yeah, another thing, it looks really good as well. The system is built around gaming, obviously, but it just looks really well. The color scheme is red, black, and white, and all those colors are in the build. The motherboard, the graphics card, and the case. It all matches, and it all goes really well. On the desk, it looks awesome. You pair this up with a nice monitor, it's just going to look amazing. Another thing is the PS4 and the Xbox are going to have similar power GPUs in their system for what I'm using in this build. And if you ask me, I'd go for a PC all day long, because this system goes way beyond a gaming console. You can do a lot more than just game on this system, and you can have a lot of fun on the way as well. You can overclock it. It's just endless amounts of tweaking and upgrades that you can do on a PC. But yeah, let's kick off with the build. We're going to be using a 6-core AMD chip. It's got 3 physical cores and 3 cores that work like hyper-threading, but think overclocks brilliantly. Even with a stock cooler, you can get some really nice overclocks out of it. Again, if you've got a little bit more money, you could go for an 8-core chip. It's better, it would be slightly better for gaming and multitasking. But for what we were going to be using, this chip works out perfect for for what I'm going to be using for anyway. Next up, we've got the GPU, 7870 gigahertz edition, 136 quid. Again, brilliant value for money. You've got the new AMD cards that have come out, and they're just forcing the prices of these cards down. If you've got a bit more money, then go for a GTX 680 if you want. Totally up to you. I would choose this card, and the color scheme is correct as well, and it matches. Next up, you got the Biostar motherboard, USB 3.0. It's got 8.1 HD audio. You can't go wrong. £57, you can't really ask for much more. It's got many features. You can overclock on this board as well, so you'll have a lot of fun on the way. So I'd recommend this board for 57 quid. You could go for the ASRock board. I think there's an Extreme 3 for like similar sort of money, but like I said, it's totally up to you. Next up, we've got 8GB 1600 megahertz RAM. Red heat spreaders. They look awesome, and they look awesome in the case with the motherboard and the graphics card. So I've got to get some pictures and some videos up of that system, so I will do that shortly. So £64 delivered straight to your door. You can't go wrong. And 8GB is more than enough anyway for gaming. Next up, you got the power supply, CX500 80 plus, £46 delivered to your door. You get a year's warranty with that, and it's by Corsair, so getting a really decent brand there as well. Next up, you got the Zalman case, Z3 plus case. It's got the USB 3.0 ports. Awesome case. It's got tons of airflow options. It's got a side panel with a window on it, so it looks awesome when you put some nice coloured LEDs in there, or an LED fans. And it's black inside as well, so it just makes the bits, the motherboard and the colours on the board and the graphics card stick out really nicely. A £40 delivered to your door, bargain. And then we've got the SSD, which is a Kingston Hyper X for your OS and a few games. £71, you can't go wrong for the money. These things used to be really expensive before, and they've just come down big time on price just lately. So I've got 2 of these and they perform really well, and I've used quite a few SSDs. So I would recommend this for this build. Or if you don't want to go for an SSD and you want more storage, you can go for a 1TB, which is around £45 for a Western Digital budget, a terabyte hard drive. So yeah, I mean, you know, that's the build I did. So if you like it, you can build something similar to this, or you know, if you want any more information on the bits I've used or anything like that, I'm going to put them in the descriptions below. But you can feel free to leave a comment and ask me. And yeah, if you like the video, a thumbs up for me. If not, then a thumbs down. But yeah, hope you like the video. And